literally. He was pulled out of the pool at our family reunion, lifeless. They said he wasn't breathing, he wasn't doing nothing on his own. And the fact that my cousin was doing CPR on him until the EMS workers got there, that actually saved his life.
Wow.
And yeah.
You remember the cousin?
Yeah, I remember the cousin. His name is Roman Brown.
Shout out to Roman. Saved your brother's life.
Technically, his name is Ronnie, but we got a whole bunch of nicknames. Ronnie, Junebug.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did that affect you?
It made me more protective of my brother. And when I say protective, I mean...
Of your older brother?
Of my older brother.
Okay.
And like I said, he's the baby. I'm not the baby. I'm just the youngest.
Okay.
So for the most part, if he does anything, go anywhere, I'm supporting him. I'm showing out for him. And I'm the dude that, like, if you look at the gangster movies, you see the gangster walking, but they always got that one dude lurking in the back. I'm the dude lurking in the back, making sure my brother good. When in reality, it's supposed to be the other way around. But, you know, because of what I seen occur, my whole life has been, all right, got to make sure my brother good.
Got it.
Like, it traumatized me as a kid. Another situation, the other two, one, my cousin, Roman Brown Jr., they call him, his nickname was Stink. I don't know where the hood get the nickname from, but he was shot and killed when we was kids.
Ooh, sorry, condolences.
And he was shot and killed over a bike. Him and some dude got into an argument, and it started out as a fist fight. And when it escalated from a fist fight to dude pulling out a gun and shooting him and killing him. And basically, he was like, I say I got two brothers, but you know, we grew up in a family or grew up in a time where your cousins was your brothers. So
right.
Technically, he was one of my three brothers. So, and he was the first one of us to actually, you know, to die in that manner.
At such a young age.
Yeah. What was I like? I think I was like 12. So he would have been like 16 when he passed away.
Okay.
And the last one, like,
wait. So before we skip over that,
that's all good.
that devastated you, and you feel like it's still like you would like to erase that from ever happening. Obviously, right?
Definitely.
Right. Do you still does that still bother you today? Like having flashbacks or that, or are there any residuals from that?
The crazy part about that whole situation, like, I'm sad, still sad about it, still bothered about it, but one thing that stick with me to this day, and the way in which I carry myself, when it all went down, all the adults left me, a 12-year-old, with the younger kids. And like, from this day, like, everything I do is for young people, and I work with young people regularly, whether coaching, mentoring, or whatever.
Okay.
And as a 12-year-old child, I got my nieces, my nephews, my cousins all around me. I'm like, yo, I'm in a room with like 8 kids. If you go to my Facebook page, some people will be like, yo, it's a selfie with me and like 8 kids. I'm like, that's been my life from that point forward.
From that point forward, that kind of molded you into who you are today.
Yes.
Interesting.
And it's just like, I didn't realize it.
Right.
And like, I'm gonna give you your shout out, give you, you know, appreciation, because you asking me some of these questions brought things out of me that I was like, hold on, wait, I didn't think about that. But now it's like, definitely putting pieces together.
Okay.
And sorry for the eye movement.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. I'm humbled, and I appreciate you for having the courage even to think about this stuff that you probably haven't thought about in years.
Agreed. And
the fourth one?
Yeah, the fourth one is something that you actually brought out of me. Like, when we was in 5th grade, one of my friends, her name Denise, I don't remember her last name because I had actually blocked out the whole situation.
This was at H.B. Wilson?
Yes,
okay.
At H.B. Wilson. Her house was firebombed, and basically...
Wait, what? Her house was firebombed?
Yeah, somebody threw something through her house, basically something in her house, and set the house on fire. They said that basically it was over an argument over a car. Said that the neighbor thought that her brother or somebody was messing with his car, and so in retaliation he threw something through her window and set the house on fire, and she perished in a fire. when we was in 5th grade. And
So this is back in the 80s.
yes,
Okay.
and I didn't realize that was something that, was lingering in the back of my mind till, you and I started having this conversation. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like, it's real messed up. And
Right.
it's ironic that it was in Fairview when it occurred, and I'm a firefighter now in Fairview. The first fire station that I worked was in Fairview. And when this situation occurred, they would have been the first ones responded to her, to everything that was going on.
So that's crazy. You actually became, to this day, a firefighter.
Yes.
Subconsciously, it could have been potentially because of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. But like I said, you brought that out of me.
That's
like,
that's
I wouldn't even
amazing
thought
though.
about
How it's amazing. It's humbling. It is sometimes it's emotional how these things that happen when we are kids affect us like deeply into our adulthood.
Definitely. And this is all stuff that I'm saying suppressed because it's still there. And, this is all stuff that I seen.
And people would never even know this story. Like, people don't know that Denise existed, but there was a Denise who was a 5th grader in Camden, New Jersey back in the 80s, who had nothing to do with it, probably, right? And her house got firebombed. She dies in the fire. And then, like, I guess one of the silver linings that came out of it, if there is one, is that you wound up becoming a firefighter in the same city, in the same section that happened in. That's amazing. It's an amazing story how that happened, how every now and then a tragedy can lead to, the good in people or bring out the good in people. I hate that it has to be a tragedy that does that, but at least we can find some path towards like bettering this, or if it was to happen again, or any fire, like you are there to come and rescue people and save lives.
Agree.
That is mad interesting. Would you say, well, what in your opinion is your overall perception of how your childhood affected your life? Like, who is the Aaron of today? Who are you today? Who did you become? Which we kind of just covered, but that's probably just a percentage of you. Who's the man you became, and how would you say that these childhood events, like overall, even the stories you haven't told yet, have molded you into the person you are today?
So I use like SAT words to describe me when I say that.
Okay.
I say I'm an amalgamation, which is basically bits and pieces of everything. Like, you got people that talk about code switching and being able to sit at tables. Well, I feel as though I'm an individual based off of the life in which I was introduced to. I'm able to sit at any table because, like I said, growing up in our community, growing up on my street, my neighborhood, you had to be able to go from
corporate to ghetto in
exactly,
a second. Right.
So my thing is, for me, I never subscribed to the idea of code switching, but my thing is, I just naturally, all right, if I'm walking into a room with a suit and tie on, cool, suit and tie. If I walk into a room where people laughing and giggling, all right, laugh and giggle. If people serious, walk in a room with the thugs, all right. I'm not a thug, I'm far from it, but my thing is,
when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
You got to be able to maneuver
and adapt.
Exactly.
Right.
Adapt to the situation, get yourself in, get yourself out, and basically not become involved in whatever you see around.
So you feel like growing up in the hood prepared you for that, to be able to adapt?
Yes.
Because there's so many personalities on one block.
Exactly.
You might have a thug who lives on your block, a pretty boy, an athlete,
Yep.
the smart people, the religious people, the hustlers, the pimps. All these people can be on one block.
You said one block, one family. And
one family.
I'm going to be honest, like, my older brother, he makes no qualms about who he was. My older brother, he was a street dude that actually turned his life around and is doing better. He's in school now working on his business degree.
Okay.
He working on his bachelor's. He got his associates. So, like you said, to go from the street dude, my brother, Ali, who I say he the baby, like he gonna laugh when he see this, but he was the pretty boy. He was, but my older brother was the one that basically, to this day, people know not to play with him. He laughed, joke, giggle, and smile, but at the same time, the way people perceive me as being serious, he's the serious one. My dad was calm, cool, collective, mellow, and that's where I get part of my demeanor from. My mom was the quick switch. So basically, if something was to jump off, you ain't have to worry about my dad doing it. Be prepared for my mom. My mom, like, we all like, yo, can y'all shut her up? Can y'all move mommy out the way?
Right,
like,
right.
My dad just sitting there like, all right, cool, just don't do nothing. Y'all can talk all y'all want, just don't do nothing.
Right.
My brother, my oldest brother, he the one that's like, all right, cool, talk all you want. You make a move, it's gonna be a problem. To this day, don't nobody play with him. And like you said, the whole family. My sister in Maryland, my sister Jen, she basically a combination of everybody. And they say I got my niece, I'm gonna give her a shout out, my niece Keontae, she said that I got limits. And when I say limits, I mean, as far as things go, I don't subscribe to, any conflict. That's not me. But at the same time, just like anybody from the hood, we're gonna hold conversation, and as things escalate, it's like either I deal with you or I don't deal with you. So, and that's what we grew up with.
Okay. What other things? So you said you like to be exposed to things. You like to try new things.
Yep.
You became a firefighter. Is there anything else?
All right. I laugh because growing up where we was at, in order to have fun and to go from neighborhood to neighborhood, you had to be able to do whatever. So we grew up with sports. We grew up with art. We grew up with entertainment. So I DJ. I do graphic arts, I do visual arts, I do spoken word.
Okay.
I coach. Only reason I coach is because there are players on certain teams that don't ever get a chance to play. And my thing is, I'll coach a rec league team on any given day, any time, with any kid that want to play, because I realize a lot of people that call themselves coaches, they're not really coaches, they managers. They manage talent. Is what they do. That's why they always recruiting the superstar player or recruiting the players that, the most skilled. My thing is, give me a kid that want to play. I heard it yesterday. They was like, yo, give me somebody that's coachable. We'll worry about the skill later. I can teach them the skill, but my thing is, if you're going to listen to me and do what I say, all right, we're going to win championships. Matter of fact, we're going to win games. We ain't got to win championships. Just go out there, have fun, and listen to what I'm saying. So my thing is, I adapted into, like I said, the visual arts, like painting, drawing, sketching. It was not something that I planned on doing, and I give my son all the credit for that, because one day he was like, Daddy, I want to paint. I'm like, all right, cool, let's go. So we went to the store, bought some paintbrushes, canvas. He went to YouTube, sat there, started doing, was like, hold up, let me try this. Started doing it, posted pictures. People was like, how much? I was like, for what? They were like, paintings. I was like, yo, y'all really want to buy this? They was like, yeah. So
time out. So you're a jack. So you became, your ability of all the things you experienced growing up taught you how to adapt.
Yes.
And also wanting more. Like, what else can I do?
Yes.
So you're a firefighter, an orator, a poet. What else did you say? You're an artist.
A DJ.
A DJ, an
coach,
artist. So people can call you for all these things, contact you for all of these things. Okay.
Yes.
And the painting. So now you do what do you have organized like painting setups?
Yeah, that's funny. I do paintings for myself,
Okay.
or do paintings for other individuals, like commission pieces.
Okay.
I laugh because my uncle called me a mutant. He was like, yo, can't nobody really do, not too many people can do what you do. What I mean by do what I do, for the month of February, for Black History Month, I was copying different artist styles.
Okay.
Like, I got like 40 different artists, and each day I would copy their style, then post a picture of my artwork, me doing their different styles. And he was like, yo, most people don't do that. They pick their own style. I'm like, but I don't have a style. He was like, exactly. So my thing is, with that, can I show a couple?
Yes, we would love to see some of your artwork.
All right, this is one.
That is beautiful. Okay.
You good with that?
Yep, that's a good one.
All right.
Okay, what else you got?
We got this one.
Beautiful. I love myself. Okay.
Right.
Wow, you are really talented.
Thank you.
Wow, that is nice. That is nice. Okay, one more. One more.
All right.
One more. Beautiful. Nice. So this is all you.
Yes, sir. It's all me copying other people's styles. When I say copy other people's styles, Lil Fame from MOP, he was like, I'm borrowing that energy, basically. They put the energy out in the world, and pretty much my thing is I'm adapting to what I see. So that's what's going on. What they say, you know, the law of thermodynamics, where
Right.
things can needs to be created nor destroyed. That's what it is. I see it, I borrow that energy, recreate what I see, and put it out there.
And people could come to you if they want to paint with you.
Yes, they we do sip. I do sip and paint nights. I was gonna say we, but it's technically me.
Okay.
I do sip and paint nights. I do pieces based off of whatever people can think of. If you see something that you like and you want it recreated, I could do it. And my thing is, I ain't gonna charge you arm and a leg. I'm not trying to get rich. I'm just doing it for fun.
Got it.
That's
Got
the
it.
way I
Got
say
it.
it.
So you mentioned that your son is 13.
Yes.
If we take your 13-year-old son right now and put him in your 13-year-old body in the early 90s, will he be able to survive?
Actually, I would probably say yes.
Okay.
The reason I say yes is because of all the stuff that I exposed him to, he's actually a better version of me, and that's my goal, to have him be better than me, even from teenage years to adult years. Only difference is he don't have no big brothers harassing him. He don't have no big sisters to lean on for support.
Oh, so he's the only child.
He's not an only child. He has a younger brother.
Okay, okay.
So he's the oldest.
Okay, got it.
His mom has another child.
Got you.
He's my only. And so basically, he's grown up with his cousin as well, but that's another
It's
story.
a different experience than you because you had all older. Now he
Yes.
has all younger. Got it.
Yes.
Got it. So lastly, I want you to give some advice to blank-year-old Aaron or blank-year-old Coop. If you could, like, knowing everything that you know now, if you could talk to a younger version of you, how old would he be, and what would you tell him?
So I would probably talk to the 10-year-old me.
10-year-old Aaron. Got it.
You introduced it. I would talk to the 10-year-old me and pretty much tell him what some of our elders have told me. They said pretty much learn everything, participate in everything, don't take everything personal, and pretty much adapt to whatever it is that's going around you, and don't let whatever it is around you drown out who you want to be. Can I chime in real quick about my son?
Feel free.
All right. One thing I tell him all the time is do what you want to do. Don't let nobody else dictate to you what's going on. One of the things that I pray for every day pertaining to my son is that he's able to be the man that he wants to be, and don't let nothing nobody else say influence who he is. Like, I laugh because he started collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'm like, Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, yo, how old is Yu-Gi-Oh cards? He 13 collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I was like, yo, don't let nobody tell you not to do it. He was like, why would I? I'm like, bet. That's what I like to hear. But at the same time, as far as activities and exposure to this dude, the stuff that I've done in my 43 years of life, like the stuff that I started learning at 20, 30, he doing now, he was doing before. Like, he's done gymnastics, parkour, MMA, training. He's wrestled, played baseball, played soccer, played basketball, played flag football. He does art, he does music. Like, he plays drum, guitar. He's right now doing coding classes, and he's taking business classes. I'm like, dude, you did all this before you got to high school.
Right.
So when you get to high school, real simple. You can pick and choose whichever lane you want to go to. And whatever lane you choose in high school, that's going to set you up for life. So my thing is, I'm big on exposure, and I'm big on that. And I wish I had the same opportunities that he had growing up, but at the same time, the older me, talking to the younger me, would definitely say, yo, listen, pick your path, go that way. It don't matter how many diversions you got in that path. All right, whatever the end goal is, that's the end goal. Just stay on that path.